I will admit that I have not been good at being thankful. I think it's a Christian expression, this count your blessings. But it's a good expression. We should. Because we tend to focus on what we do not have. We tend to focus on the things that are bothering us. And here's the thing, many of those things will sort of go away if we don't focus on them. At least if we're talking about the typical Western modern person. You know, we worry about stuff that don't really matter. Okay, well, but yes, I get it. It seems like it matters, but maybe if we have the right perspectives, maybe it doesn't. Whatever you worry about right now, you probably won't be worrying about that in 10 years from now. And now you will be saying, oh, I have this and that problem, and it's not going to go away. Okay, if we focus on the good things, the things that we can do, instead of focusing on the things that we can't do, if we focus on, you know, what we have instead of what we don't have, life will be better. Now, I'm out there hiking back from my night camp. I'm here in Norway, and I'm so blessed. Well, that route over there looks like a troll. Not the ones, not a troll like the ones in the comments, but I'll show you. We'll walk over there. I'm guilty making this mistake because I want everything in my life to be perfect. But that's a very high goal. It's a difficult goal to reach. I'm not saying it's impossible. You can make your life almost perfect. I truly believe that. But it's going to take some time, and it's going to take a lot of effort. And I think that while, yes, we should strive towards those goals, we should also enjoy the journey, you know, which means we should focus on the good things along the way. You want to see the troll? It looked like a troll from a distance. That's the head. It was peeking up. Yeah, maybe a horn up there. Yeah. By the way, this is a feeding station for deer behind me now. I think that we also tend to feel that, and this is a more like a modern thing in our culture, we feel that we are entitled to a lot of stuff that, first of all, we may not necessarily need, things that may not make us happier, and things that there is no reason why we should deserve. Okay, some people say nobody owes you nothing, which is which the English language is difficult, which means that, doesn't that really mean that everyone owes you something? But listen to the birds. Isn't that beautiful? But anyway, okay, this is just a bit of a walk and talk. You shouldn't take this too seriously, and maybe we shouldn't take life too seriously either. Maybe we should focus more on enjoying the journey. And I have been guilty. I've been guilty of focusing on work. I don't like to use the word career because I don't think people have careers. They have a job. We like to say that we have careers, but I don't believe in that concept. Yeah, so I worked myself into a situation of a health scare. A health scare that lasted. I'm still not out of that. And that's a goal that we should focus on, right? I need to do the things I need to do to get fully recovered. So I changed my life in many important ways, and one of those things is I will not subject myself to situations that I do not want to be in. I'm saying no to a lot of stuff now. I'm working much less than I used to, and I should have done that before, but that's, you know, you hear about these people and you ask yourself, why did they drive themselves straight into that wall? But then you find yourself at the steering wheel heading towards that wall yourself. You can't stop, and you crash into the wall, and you have to deal with the consequences. Doesn't mean that life is over. You just have to deal with it, and you have to focus on what you do still have. You have to focus on what is good. Because if you focus on the bad stuff, it's going to drive you mad. I'm at peace. In 10 minutes, maybe I'm not, but I am at peace now. And what I do is I focus on these moments of peace. And when I struggle, I tell myself, you know what? Do you remember when you were walking down that path? Right there you stopped. You were talking at the camera and you said, I'm at peace. Because you were at peace. And you can be at peace and happy again. But it requires you to focus on the good things. The birds singing. They're probably saying something obscene in bird language, because it's that time of the year. But it's beautiful to my ears. It's beautiful. Yeah, focus on the good things. Especially now when we live in this world of conflict, sensationalism, tribalism. Focus on the good things. You really have to make a choice about it. You can choose to focus on the good things, or you can not do that. I know what I'm going to do, because I want to be happy. We don't know what the future holds. Tomorrow you could drop dead. It's theoretically it's possible. So enjoy today if you can. You know, get out in nature. Or if you don't want to get out in nature, don't do that. Do what brings you joy. Yeah. I think that's important.